While we're waiting for that, though, what are your thoughts?
OP's a favorite, but Tabsies been playing really well. He did just come off a win against Rav, and notably, Rav is another camper. Like, if you're getting spy wins against Rav, it's reasonable to say that you might also be able to get spy wins against OP.
All right, so here's the draft. We have OP choosing Waving Through a Window, Tabsies choosing the ABCs, and then banning Balcony. OpiWrites, of course, bans Aquarium. We'll be starting with Waving Through a Window, and it looks like we'll be starting on Ballroom, naturally, with Tabsies spying first.
Yeah, double Ballroom means OP's probably happy.
I think Tabsies really likes Ballroom as well. For all the memeing about Ballroom, it is a well-balanced venue. Leaves a lot of play for both spies and snipers, so makes sense, I think.
Yeah, and the only map that isn't a 4 of X is going to be the pub. They did end up getting rid of the balcony, but if it comes down to a lot of 4 of X, it's often who's playing better, just because that's really the core SpyParty. Like with something like balcony, someone who's playing better might just lose to a 3 green game. If you're playing a lot of gallery and ballroom and courtyard, it's who's on their toes today, and we'll see. We got Tabsies starting us off, and he is starting off with Cowboy. And if you guys are ready to go, Sped,
Ready when you are.
let's do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I want to point out as well, by the way, that speaking of PAX Invitational rematches, this is also a rematch from PAX Invitational, where Thabsies, I think it was Thabsies' first competitive match in like over a year, and he busted out insane drink bugs like 3 or 4 times consistently in that set. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a repeat of that here.
Yeah, Tabsies is insane. So there's a few players that really come to mind when you talk about replay watchers, and Tabsies has collected a lot of replays. Um, and some people really well. Incanon's another one who we haven't seen for a long time, but definitely like played 2,000 games, but sniped 10,000. Now we have like daily players, so like it's actually much more common that people have overgrinded their sniper. Um, Really, the big question mark for Tabsies going into PAX Invitational, going into this tournament, is their spy up to snuff? And I think the answer so far has been yes.
It certainly seems it, yeah. I mean, Thabsies has a bunch of tech. He spent his year off really productively, like practicing things. We're going for the
By the
rush
way,
here.
game's over.
Yeah, this game is over, and OP, of all people to rush against, OP is not one. OP well aware of what's going on and finds the correct shot.
I completely missed. I would have lost this game. I completely missed the 4 missions were gone.
Well, particularly if you were a game, we wouldn't have been waxing rhapsodic about Thabsies' spy. So
Yeah, I mean, apparently Tabsies is very quality at a rush, and the problem here is the banana bread did not truly feel like it covered for the purloin in OP's mind. Against maybe a lesser player, the banana bread really throws someone off. But it looks like, yeah, the first thing he's watching for is actually the purloin.
yeah,
He's
and
trying to
and
he's
no
trying to
chain
catch
there
the
either.
fade. Yeah, he's trying to catch the fade, despite the banana bread. He's not taking low lights. He's not being baited by what is this quick rush. I think probably the biggest boon for OP is he caught the reject. If it's a really quick reject and you're already suspecting the rush, that can really trigger, okay, I need to watch the purloin and not the banana bread here. We got OpiWrites on orange chest, and we'll try and actually cast this game, because if OpiWrites does the same thing and he's capable of it, we need to actually be on our toes, Fed. So let's do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We of course have OP hosting here, so OP, if you have anything you want to share, feel free to chime in. But meanwhile, we're not rushing here. We're hanging out in this empty conversation circle, just talking, and I assume we're gonna go flirt after this. But for the meantime, just playing cool.
We're not rushing yet. So there's a lot of words that we use in this community that get misconstrued. Behavioralism is probably the first one that comes to mind, but rushing is probably one that we overuse ourselves. Here
Okay.
comes a green purloin. So there's two big ideas, right? Is one trying to finish the game early before the sniper's truly ready to take a shot. If you're finishing before 2 minutes left on the clock, it's like why people don't finish before then, but they do. Um, The other is doing stuff like this, just getting missions done or using missions to cover other missions, which we also use the word as rushing, despite the fact that you can do that at the
Thabsies
end of
has
the
seen
party.
him. Oh no, Thabsies missed the purloin altogether and thought Kane
Oh,
took it.
bit jumpy.
Yeah, a little bit. That's so brutal. I think because the list was visible, or the list fade was visible when Boots took it, but I don't think Thabsies see it. He wasn't zoomed in and thought that the list was still present, not seeing the fade properly. So then, since Boots took it, he thought the list was still there. Kane takes, and he assumes that Kane has to have taken it because Boots took before and the list was still there. That's so brutal.
Yeah, either that or it's the reject prior, and it looks like he did it like a reject and then took sort of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
could be.
but the problem with that is it wasn't Kane. It was us who then vacated the area shortly after. Yeah, the it's brutal. You don't have to take that shot though. The nice thing is, without the banana bread being said, unless you're really suspicious of Kane, you can hold them as a 99 percenter, and then when they're out for the banana bread, for example, you then panic and might find the shot. But generally, getting to the next game does also have its own like soft benefits, and if you're gonna catch the fade, you're gonna catch the fade. So, um, let's move on to Courtyard with OpiWrites up 2-0.
Yep, absolutely.
Tabsies, Salmon, 3, 2, 1, playing it.
So two spy ones coming here, right?
Yeah. So we talk about Courtyard, and we get into the same patterns, and I think at this point probably we should stop and move on to better conversations. But the big thing with Courtyard is what's the fourth mission, and what clever thing are you going to do to get away with it? We've seen some very strong swaps. Like swap play has really progressed over the years. Um, Generally, the problem is purloin's kind of prohibitive because as we talk about the fades and just being able to see the purloin
Red
on
test
veranda,
here, by the way. Red test flirt.
we'll be fine. We got time. You can just see the tray, right?
Yep, definitely
Okay.
true. The reason I'm pointing out the red test is that Thabsies has been known for doing some red test flirt tech in the past, and I'm wondering if that was intentional, if that's the plan here.
I mean, the problem with red
No,
tests,
never
like
mind.
as an actual, like is you have to have something very specific that you want them to do. Because if you're just red testing your seduction target, you're not completing the mission, and you're just making, uh, you're not doing anything else either. Seduction target is actually being fairly active here with the briefcase pickup, but we only have 2 minutes left. Courtyard's a very quick game with only 3:15 in total. We're gulping.
We are gulping. Not going to statues though. Looks like we're just gonna chase down the selection target, try and get some more flirts in here. Yep, no more red tests, so that was just a mistake at the beginning. All good. Selection target bails, but not before we get the flirt in. 57%, but time is ticking.
Yeah, I mean, inspect swap always means that you can finish on Courtyard, but I'd prefer not to just be doing a Randy inspect swap against OpiWrites. That seems like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Hey, we found a 3 flirt. Okay, so flirt done. Minute 20 to go. We still need to find that banana bread. Double agent may be coming to us, which would be nice. Nope, never
Nah.
mind. Never works out. Never lucky. So we'll chase that down, I'm sure. Bastard is
Where?
kind of buggable. Yep, we redirect, but don't take the bug.
Yeah,
Or
just it's a second of your time to like go for that briefcase. Even against someone like Opie, like sure, it's fine. We're eating the highlight here for the banana bread as we are splitting. Like we're
this is
already
gonna be a swap.
suspicious and then made it more suspicious. The laser's being held in an angle to watch both the ambassador and rotate around for us. Swap should not be on the table here.
No, and it looks like Thabsies is not going to take it. Just gonna put the statue down. Feels like we're a huge suspect right now, though. And this could be bad. Like especially needing to find another hard or a hardtail in the last 30 seconds here.
Yeah, desperation bug. There's nowhere to really dance. Like you can run around the statue like an absolute fool, but you're not going to get away with it very often. And yeah, I mean taking the path by. This is a purloin setup. We're dead.
Okay, or just get shot because. All right, Opie, what did you see?
All right, since you asked the question, the main thing about this shot is that I had rotated around to check on the swap one more time. I was like 99% sure it was Tabsies, and I realized that I'd given up bug on this path through. So I was a little bit worried. I was more sure about Tabsies being a spy than I was about holding for a not bug.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he was miles away, but obviously with Courtyard, there's a big thing that gets in your way called the tearing statue. Uh, Justified shot, and when it's already the spy, it's already the spy. OpiWrites has moved on to Smallman, who we always had the same conversation in Courtyard, and we can do that in 3, 2, 1, playing it. So
So tell me
Smallman,
your thoughts about Smallman, Pwned.
Smallman has two good things. One, he is small, which helps on maps that are not Courtyard because you can hide behind people. And two, he is a man who is good at doing time ads. And Courtyard is a good map for doing time ads. You can sneak off to the windows of Smallman and get a quick 45 extra seconds whenever you really want. If you do multiple, when you see a 6-minute game of Courtyard, snipers have figured out that it's probably just Smallman. But he's good for getting that one extra time ad and making Courtyard a 4-minute map, which makes it a lot friendlier to finish things like Prince.
Opie
We
doing
could
some
do Bug if we want to.
yeah, Opie
Like
doing
contact
some
Bug.
flirt cheese too here. We're doing banana bread. This is the banana bread bug, right? It's gotta be. Oh, the
Oh
bug. Oh
no!
no!
Oh,
Oh,
so this
womp
is bad
womp.
for so many reasons. Let's count them. So one, we didn't get the bug. Ambassador left. Two, the cover for the bug is also left because the cover for the bug was the ambassador. Yeah, that's really about it. It's only two reasons, but they're two really bad reasons.
Also, the white BB didn't help either.
Oh yeah, definitely need to be hitting your green, Toby. It's like vegetables. Gotta have your greens.
All right. Well, not much to say about that. Let's just move on.
Yep, Tabsy's got a win on the board. Maybe some momentum, but it's such a quick game. Now on to Highrise, 4 of 8, and we've seen one rush and we've seen a relatively slow game from Tabsies. He has options. Is it going to be quick or slow? In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
So that we're not going to see the same. Oh, well, the AI jumped us to statues, so that's what we're doing. I was going to say this isn't going to be the same as 3 of 5. We're not going to see that same center statue banana bread flirt rush because this is of course 4 of 8, meaning you have to find again one more mission,
Aw.
whatever that may be.
So OP's been known to have different highlight strategies for statues. Generally, his uh, the one that he mentions is that he highlights for full and specs complete. We did eat the highlight before OP remembered how to play the game. This is a flirt, and it's cheeky. So we're doing it at the same statue we've already been credited in spec set.
Yeah, I like
Really,
it.
just yeah, we're just trusting OP to have memory of 20 seconds and say, "You remember I've been to statues, but it was these statues, bro. You can't highlight me." While getting the 34%. Um, yeah, it's a clever play. I like it.
I would love to see some microfilm here. Like microfilm on 4 of 8 high rise is actually pretty viable. And it feels like if any players want to take advantage with some tech, Thabsies would be one of them.
Yeah, so the oh, that's
Whoa.
a
Okay.
really yucky
Okay.
path.
Yeah, that was gross.
Um,
Nice recovery. Beautiful.
yeah, I mean, if the AI is gonna say, "Hey, you want to go to the statue?" You may as well commit to it. I think that was really just trying to sell the path, but we've ended up at the same statue 3 times. Um, Yeah, so with microfilm, the problem with microfilm on high rise isn't that you can't get them. Like you can be behind the wall or behind the bush. The problem is the second one because you don't get microfilms without them realizing you're at the bookcase very often, and they'll often just stare down the second portion of the microfilm if you're doing the action test. If you're taking the book from blue to green, um, really you're just relying on them having bad memory, which I wouldn't necessarily call Opie a bad memory player. I would call him a very good memory player, if anything.
No, I would agree. I mean, of course, finding hardtails against OP is never easy. Like your best bet is going to be finding like a real good bug or getting a really good purloin chain. I mean, as it is against most snipers. The briefcase is at our feet though. We could pick up this. I think it's a difficult fingerprint, but we could pick it up. Never mind, Alice is going to beat us there. So scratch that. So we're down to a minute 30. We have banana bread done. We have partial mission progress done on inspects and flirt, and we still need to find one more.
How many words can you think of that use the same letters as swap?
Well, there's pause, of
Because
course.
inspect, pause. Wasp.
There's the plural of a popular Cardi B song.
Yeah, sure. We can also bug here. If we want to go for our flirt, we can get 2 missions done here with the path. We will absolutely highlight, but you can definitely hide the
We're no
actual
talking, by
bug
the way.
itself.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean, he's a camper. He's a camper. This is
Yeah,
not
no,
legal.
nope. Tabsies. No.
Whatever you're trying to do. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Excuse
Well.
you, sir. Come back with that. Those are my documents. You're meant to give them back to me, not run away and steal them. Tabs is just really committing to something. I don't know what it was.
I
But
think he was going for the hands full bug.
yeah. I mean,
But
yeah. But the problem with this, like, it's just not legal. You can't pick up this briefcase. You're not returning the briefcase. You're already like
I'm just like looking at Obi's laser here, being just like staring up and down Irish's body, being like, "Wait, what is she doing? No, hang on, no."
Sir, this is a Highrise. Okay. Tabsies, yeah. I mean, really wanted the bug, but really wanted to be too clever about it. And I like the 3 statue visit. Like, there's some clever things you can do. At some point, the cleverness has to stop, though.
I mean, well,
What?
all right. Let's just move past it.
Yeah. Duke. Highrise. Some more 4 of 8. I love 4 of 8. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I have a platform, not to use it. So the reason I love this map, particularly as a 4 of 8 map, is it really encompasses a lot of the things that make SpyParty good. You see it with Veranda too. I think Veranda is the other one, where you can really just know where the laser is. You can know what's interesting to sniper. Like if the ambassador is at the green bookcases, for example, and someone's coming from the back statues, you can tell. Okay, at this moment when that person moves, the sniper's going to be busy zoomed in on the right side of the party for a few seconds, and you can do something. The problem with 3 or 5 is usually the something is just bug, and if you're using the ambassador as bait, it doesn't work out. But with 4 of 8, you have lots of options, right? Like you could be doing the microfilm or purloining or doing some stupid fingerprint thing. Not as stupid as we just saw with Tabsies.
Harsh,
But
but true.
you could be doing some stupid fingerprint thing. You have a lot of things that you can be doing with 4-bait, despite the fact that it's a very small venue otherwise. This is a decent banana bread, along with our 33% flirt. OP's just playing a pretty standard, straightforward, slow high-rise game.
Yeah, looking for. Obviously, I'm OP being OP. I'm sure is looking for that bug opportunity at some point here. A little bit of camera nod here. Not super unhappy with the way things are going.
I think, Kane is looking particularly suspect after that print. I think I will bet that is what the nod is for, but OP's literally in our voice call right now. He could tell us otherwise. We have 77% flirt here. What we don't really have like a strong combo. Like inspect swap on high rise is suicide. We've already done the banana bread, so we can't like do banana bread purloin. We do need to actually get something else, potentially a bug, but we're not going to be able to finish 2 missions very, very quickly. We do need to find something.
The nod
And
was
inspect
for Queen potentially enter my conversation.
nice.
Well, sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes it don't. Instead, we're going
Uh,
to statues. We'll pick up some fingerprints and some inspects.
Yeah, this is precisely what I'm talking about. If you're trying to finish off 1 or 2 missions at the end, a fingerprintable statue here with a minute 30 on the clock is precisely the sort of thing that you want to give yourself lots of options.
Yeah, I mean
Without,
the soft tail finish is always good. On any venue against pretty much any sniper. So if OP can find that second fingerprint and just finish off with the soft tail statues, like that's about as ideal as it gets.
yeah, without just finishing 6 missions. Like you don't want to be credited for every mission in the party.
And hey, what do you know?
Fingerprintable?
Fingerprintable.
Nice. Okay, this is going to be game winning. Hunu's got about 15 seconds here. 5 for the actual missions being completed and 10 more for the countdown. I said Hunu. Tabsies got it. It's 5 seconds left. It doesn't look like Tabsies is seeing it. He just doesn't know about one of these prints, if not both of them. And
Yeah,
that's
and
the
that's
game for OP, and he's taken a very strong lead here. Now 5-1 up through Highrise.
Yeah, the inspect fingerprint finish. It's sneaky strong.
Yeah, and I don't think our flirts or like the contact were particularly telling. You're really just relying on your ability to remember that both these statues had prints. And I think that one, the first, like the one that we got second, but the one that was placed there first, had been there for quite a while, which is why it was clever enough to defeat an otherwise been very solid sniper in Tabsies. Now we've tricked Tabsies twice, and it means that we have a demanding. Yeah,
Commanding, I think, is what you meant.
commanding. Yeah,
Yeah,
demonstrable. I
there
think
you go.
let's make bigger, better words that start with D. We have Ballroom, and I don't believe. Did we start off this set with Ballroom?
We did.
So there's more Ballroom. If OP can just get 2 wins here and win 7-1 on his favorite map, he'll take it. Tabsies is going to be doing their best to stop them start a comeback as playing twin in 3, 2, 1, playing it. The AI has tried to go to statues every dang game for Tabsies. It's been brutal.
I mean, at some point you have to just embrace it, right? Because especially with Opie's noted penchant for hating early statue visitors, at some point, like, who would keep doing that, right? Obviously, the
Yeah,
answer
I
is
mean,
the AI.
if you're not going to statues at least once early against OP just to annoy him, like, what are you doing? Get better. 51% flirt. I think doing it every game when it's not actually very good, questionable. Smallman?
How do you feel? How
Uh,
do you feel about this bug right now? Not a lot of cover
yeah.
for it. Not
I
not not not
so
the
I mean
greatest bug.
the biggest reason you want to take this bug is specifically because you want to get the bug done before doing other hardtails, and I think it's reasonable. There wasn't too much cover for it. That bug,
Could have been good.
yeah, it didn't stick though.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great if it had stuck. I don't think it was visible at all. It doesn't really look like any suspicion was attached to it. But we're letting off some lowlights instead from the fake, and that's fine. Some real banana bread highlights for the only 2 people in conversation with an SDA.
We
So,
could do another bug here.
uh,
Yeah, no.
Ahmed doesn't path the right way. It's fine. We'll just
So
timer flirt.
yeah, I think this is one of like the most interesting places in all of SpyParty for doing banana bread into bug, like banana bread into a walking bug, because you can really stand at the back of this pad and like try and time the ambassador coming by from that bookcase. Um, but one more time, gonna
Nah, nah,
celebrate.
nah, nah, nah.
That's a different song. Um, Proline? Nope. Just doing things, and none of them are actually us completing us missions. We got 85% of the flirt, and we can just continue the timer flirt, but we haven't really
Nope,
started
can't
the
even
actual
timer flirt.
game.
That's bad. Fabsy is kind of in
Um,
trouble here. Down to a minute 20. No missions done. Not great.
Obi, I think stream's down, by the way.
What? Looks fine to me.
Mine's buzzing. Gonna finish flirt here, and then what? We need 3 more missions if we're gonna be completing missions. It does look like
Safety off
safety
here
off.
on Teal.
Maybe a quick talk. She's already been next to Orange Dress earlier. The Orange Dress was the one that went up to her. Here comes a Purloin, and it's just gonna be dead because of the fade scene.
Yep, fade very, very visible. The correct shot is found. And there it goes. So, OP now has 5 games to find that match point.
Okay. Meanwhile, my internet's crapping out then apparently, but let's move on to our now 4th game of Ballroom.
Why is your internet being the busta?
No, it's scrub. We got OpiWrites playing. Is this more Duke? I feel like it was OpiWrites on Duke last game. He played as Spy 2. And 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right. So, selection target will land in the same conversation circle. We take that every day. We're just going to green Purloin off the bat here. Okay. So, OP is doing stuff.
Is it good stuff though? Really, it comes down to the sniper actually, if they're onto it or not. This could be a 2-person game,
And
or
the
this could be very
chain,
free.
not
This is
helpful. We're going for a bug on the way out. It hit. Somehow that landed.
Laser looked like it was rotating for something, and I'm not sure it was truly the bug. Opioids might be getting away with at least some of this. It's going to be on Tabsies to at least noticed the bug or noticed something about the purloin. If we miss both, this game's over.
I think the list missing was just seen now. And Opie's just gonna go ahead and continue rushing this. The double agents here. We're gonna banana bread and just finish off with flirts.
Yeah, we saw this with the Urand game, where completing here on flirt is going to slow us down a little bit, but it's really hard to shoot for. Okay, here we go. The first flirt will want to be green just so we can take any bad flirt for the next one, but we should be fine either way. 96% flirt.
Whoa, okay.
What a shot!
Tabsies, very nice.
My dude, really just pulling it back, going, okay, of the people who I think might have done the purloin, you two were next to each other at the beginning of the party, making this shot a bit easier for the flirt shot. In addition, the big thing I think that bailed Tabsies out here was a bit of a comeback mechanic of just assuming real on the banana bread and taking the highlights. And this is the only person who could have done the banana bread plus the purloin. Maybe a bit of a desperado, but it works out for Tabsies and a brilliant shot to recover this game that looked like it could have been completely over and would have been set over too.
Opie, thank you for replaying your sick bug. We saw that was gross.
We got Gallery. I wouldn't particularly want to be on trying to get spy wins against OP on Gallery down 6-2, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Tabsies pulling out General. Good choice for it. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
How many players here just pull the emergency Smallman button?
I mean, all players should pull the emergency Smallman button. It's just you can't pull it too often, otherwise you become like Manatters.
But it feels like, down 6-2, needing a spy win to stay alive here on Gallery. Like, isn't the obvious play to pull out the small man, or at least make him the seduction target? It's kind of impressive that Tabsies is not going that route. Ooh, a little
I
bit
think
of
Tapsies is one of
stuff
those
there.
players that
Fine.
actually respects character selection. Most people do not. Urand is also one of the ones that comes to mind as someone who, if they're not doing random, they are doing a really good job of making it look like they're doing random when you look at the stats.
I mean, Kaylee, of course, being the crown prince
Kaylee's
of,
my favorite.
yeah.
Because Kaylee has the same bell curve of just random selection, but it's clearly based on his favoritism. It's not like there's someone with 15% for a particular venue. He does have someone who's like more popular than all of his other picks, but it's all within just what you expect out of randomness. It's beautiful. And then there's people who just hit random, like Dells comes to mind. He just doesn't care.
Yeah, I feel like those types are pretty rare, especially in the higher levels. But I respect the players who make it work, because that's so tough. We pick up the green fingerprint, by the way. That's huge.
What?
Tabsies?
It,
Okay.
it's fine. It's such a stretch bug, and your general. Um, in the small percentage that it actually ends up working, like the ambassador keeps on walking, it's a really good bug. And if the ambassador does do what they just did and stops, it's fine because it's so far away. Why would you watch for it?
Yeah,
I would.
I mean,
To be
yeah.
fair, we did just see OP take a shot on Courtyard for us being miles away from the ambassador, so maybe there should be some hesitation, but you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, the hand sticking out was a little bit visible, but who watches for that in that situation? So
I
I think
mean,
it's,
some.
yeah, fine, fine.
I'm absolutely terrible for it though. If a bug's not going to stick, I don't care. Um, let's see. We got half fingerprints. We got more or less half statues. A fingerprintable statue we've already seen this set, but I believe it was Opie who pulled that off on Highrise. Tabsies might have to be a bit more clever. The blue bookcase will definitely have a print here in the near future. It might be an idea just to go to the statues now, so we can time the statues now and not get stuck looking for a fingerprint later. Tabsies seems to agree.
Yep, seems to be. We'll pick up the highlight for finishing inspects here.
We want
And
Smallman to put it in first, and he loses the race, so I think that's a difficult fingerprint on blue bookcase now. If we come into a time crunch, we can always slam it in green. Though doing it with the highlights for inspects is going to be pretty rough. It looks like we're heat seeking it. We need to outrace Duke, who we're not going to race, so we're just going to stop. Good decision there from Tabsies not to commit himself to 20 seconds at the bookcase.
we're eyeing down the ambassador. I think we're going for a bug here. This is such a tough shot. We have to go for the sort of wrong. Nope, never mind. I thought we were gonna go for the wrong arm there.
This is like
Oh no, that's the wrong timing. It's
That's-
super visible,
that's
and
set over.
Opie's just like nope.
So when we talk about gallery, I mention it a lot. I think he actually had pretty good cover for the first half of it, by the way, by Taft, but the second half of it, absolutely not. When we talk about gallery, and the reason I think it's really hard for spies is one, it's just really like tough time management. Like if your seduction target's 30 seconds across the map and you go over there to try and flare it and they leave, you've just wasted a minute of your life. The other is your bugs have to be pretty solid because you can't be walking away from the sniper and expect to get away with too many bugs. This sort of bug, you really need the cover, and we did not get enough of it from Taft, though he did try and help us out a bit.
I mean,
This means
I like the timing on that one. If you can get in front of the ambassador, and stick out the arm is basically invisible. So I think that maybe been what Tabsies was going for, and just didn't quite get the timing down.
yeah, GG's to OP and Tabsies, though OP's the one who's going to be moving into the semifinals.
Yep.
We will find out their opponent tomorrow.
Yep, it'll be the winner of Screwed Loose versus Mini Oric.
And then on the other side, we got Urand, who came through, and we'll have the T-Flame match against Banana Bread. So a couple of familiar faces. A lot of the people who were expected to do well in this tournament are out. Some by matchup, like myself, or running into OP. Some by upset here, though we do have the upsetter out with Hunu, who previously beat Lazy Bear. It's been interesting, and if we get the winners of today's OP versus Yaren, that would be a bit of a return to normalcy. But we still have the potential for something ridiculous, like Banana Bread versus Mini Erect is not on anybody's betting sheet.